Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's April 15th, 2017. Today is the 70-year anniversary of Jackie Robinson being the first black baseball player to be called up to white Major League Baseball. 70 years ago today. If you're not aware, every April 15th, Major League Baseball celebrates this day as Jackie Robinson Day, the day a barrier was broken, ending racial segregation in baseball. What I'm going to show you in this video is why Jackie Robinson was really called up April 15th in the year 1947. It has everything to do with Freemasonry. And Freemasonry is the father of American baseball, as well as American basketball, as well as American football. And if you learn the language of gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, which is very relevant to Freemasonry, as well as Judaism, Freemasonry based in Jewish history, by learning this language, you will see through how sports have been scripted and rigged from the time of Jackie Robinson being called up to baseball to the present. And really, it even predates that. This language of gematria is thousands of years old. Sports as we know them have only been here for a century. So Jackie Robinson was called up in the year 47. Very significant number to Freemasonry. You've probably seen this symbol before. This is the Freemason compass and square. The compass, which you use in geometry class to make circles, in the logo is set at 47 degrees. 47 is a very special number. It represents time. It's not an arbitrary number, it represents time. And we're talking about the year Jackie Robinson was called up. Let me take you to the Gematrinator real quick. Using the English ordinal method, which means the alphabetic order, time equals 47. T's the 20th letter, I's the 9th, M's the 13th, E's the 5th. The reason this is relevant is because the tropics, which measure the solstices, which measure the seasons, which measure time on this earth, are 47 degrees apart. The Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn, measuring the solstices for the southern and northern hemisphere, 47 degrees apart. 47 the year Jackie Robinson called up. The Freemasons, they have something called the 47th problem of Euclid, which is about how to establish foundation for a building. The 47th problem of Euclid is based on the pole star, which is the North Star. By learning this problem, this technique, which Freemasonry teaches, you can make a perfectly square foundation using a rope, marking points like pegs in the ground, and the location of the North Star, also referred to as the pole star. Now notice, with regards to 47, Euclid's 47th problem, pole star equals 47, Euclid's 47th problem about how to establish foundation using the pole star. Foundation 47, pole star 47, even the name Robinson's 47, as in Jackie Robinson called up in 47. The Freemason symbol, the big G, G's the 7th letter, 7 is the 4th prime number, 4 and 7. In numerology, 4 represents foundation, 7 represents complete. Special numbers. Think about this nation's birthday. Think about the Zionist nation of Israel established in 47. The United States of America has always been controlled by Freemasons and Zionist Jews, just like Israel, just like many other nations. So anyway, April 15th, the day he called up. Well, wanted to make it bigger. If you can make that out, April 15th, the 105th day of the year. The word Masonry, 105. The word Zionism, 105. Again, Freemasonry, Judaism, major overlaps. Freemasonry, its teachings come from the Old Testament, the Jewish part of the Bible, based in the time of Solomon's Temple, Jewish history. Zionism, essentially what you could call false Judaism, what is mainstream Judaism at the time we live in. The final book of the Bible, Revelation, says the false Jews will rule in the end times. In this world, we call them the Zionist Jews. In the Torah, it says the Jewish people are not to have their own state. But they do. They have the Zionist state of Israel. Established by the numbers of the Freemason compass and square. Depending on how long this video is, I'll teach you more about the establishment of Israel based on the Freemason compass and square, but let's first focus on Jackie Robinson. So again, Masonry 105, Zionism 105, April 15th, the 105th day of the year. Masonry also has gematria 42, like Zionism, like secrecy, like Freemason, like the word nigger, which Jackie Robinson wore. Think about how Black History Month is February, the only month that does sum to 42. The word history is also 42, brothers 42, slavery 42, Martin 42. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, both 42, both murdered by the numbers, both dead at age 39, like the number of books in the Old Testament. The sitcom Martin, Black sitcom, Martin's apartment number is 42. The name Jackie is also 42. Number stamped on black people all throughout history. Jackie, not his birth name. He was born Jack Robinson. Jackie 42, the nickname given to him, like the number given to him. So the day he was called up, April 15th, 47, date was 66 numerology. The word segregation has gematria of 66. This was to end segregation within baseball. You know, a precursor to the Civil Rights Act, which we'll get to. It was also a date with 85 numerology. Jackie Robinson Day equals 85. Brooklyn Dodgers equals 85. You know? Jackie Robinson Day, now celebrated every April 15th. The original April 15th, he called up a date with 85 numerology. See how perfect it is? It's because Freemasonry has been doing this since forever. They're a well-oiled machine. Everything about U.S. history, if you learn this language, is by the numbers. The establishment of the nation and everything since up to present times. This same code has always persisted before Jackie Robinson, after Jackie Robinson, and for as long as Freemasonry's running the show. The name Jackie Robinson also has gematria of 64, like civil rights. The Civil Rights Act happened in 64. Think about Barack Obama being elected the 44th president 44 years after the Civil Rights Act in 2008. Barack Hussein Obama, same method, 64. Remember, the face of the Civil Rights Act, Martin Luther King Jr., killed on 4/4. Malcolm X, another face, dead on a date with a life lesson number of 44. His assassin's name, Thomas Hagen, equals 44. Thomas Hagen got 44 years in prison. The word kill equals 44. The word execution, you know. So much of our history as we know it is by the numbers. Jackie Robinson, born Jack Robinson in Cairo, Georgia, in 1919, on January 31st. We're going to talk about what's so suspicious about his death, dying 2 days after the World Series, which he attended. Oakland Athletics, where the Black Panther Party was established that year. That's who won the World Series in 72. Jackie Robinson died right after attending the World Series. Surprise death. They blamed it on a heart attack. We'll get there. But it is interesting that his birth name, Jack Robinson, has gematria of 131. A number very much connected to sports in the United States of America. Number having a lot to do with championships. He died right after the World Series. If you're new to my channel, a lot of work on what this number has to do with sports championships, 131. Anyhow, Jack Robinson, born January 31st. As I say, Freemasonry has been birthing and farming people for sports, theater, politics for a long time. And it's hard to say how long, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jackie Robinson or Jack Robinson was one of their farmed athletes, even going back to January 31st, 1919. These rituals are deep. They've been with the world for a long time. Freemasonry, old, thousands of years old. The name Jack Robinson also happens to have gematria of 59, like Negro, like slave, like blues. Motown came out in 59. They say AIDS originated in 59 from the Belgian Congo. Belgian Congo equals 59. A lot of work on 59. Black History Month, February, ends on the 59th day of the year. A lot of famous black athletes also have 59 stamped in their name. Most famous of all is Michael Jordan, 59. He would die October 24th, 1972, from a heart attack. We'll get to everything that's interesting about the day he died, but I want to start here. It was a date with 125 numerology, and his full name, Jack Roosevelt Robinson, has gematria of 125. I just brought up Michael Jordan. See my work on the death of Michael Jordan's father. By the numbers, it couldn't have been any more perfect. Right after he won his third championship. Anyhow, this number 125 has a connection to 223, like Brooklyn, New York, where he played baseball. And 223 is very important to Freemasonry and Zionism. I noticed that his wife went to Yale, where Skull and Bones is. And Yale, if you're not aware, Skull and Bones is responsible for creating the majority of hospitals that we have. The big chain hospitals, so many of their origins come out of Yale and Skull and Bones. A secret society, puts people in high places, from the Oval Office to, CEO boardrooms to who's taking care of our medical system. And as we know, the whole system's bankrupt, from government to health. It's because Masonry's controlling it, and for selfish reasons. Anyway, I find it very interesting that Jackie Robinson's wife went to Yale in Connecticut, where he died. Like to know more from the wife about their relationship. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was Jackie Robinson's wife who might have poisoned him and put him to rest. There's so many sick things that happen between spouses and relationships. I don't need to elaborate. We don't know what's going on, but somebody killed Jackie Robinson. And it very well could have been his wife. The fact that she went to Yale is very suspicious to me. That's the land of incredibly corrupt people. So anyway, Jack Roosevelt Robinson, dead on a date corresponding with his name, a number connecting to 223, very important number to Masonry, as well as Brooklyn, New York, where he played. But that's not all. There's a whole lot more to his date of death. It's also a date with 106 numerology. 106, 10/24/72. Robinson, 106. Pole Star, for the North Star, 106. We talked about how that also connects through 47. But this number 106, again, if you're new here, I talk about this number all the time. 106, very important to Masonry. It has to do with their ongoing agenda, their contrived prophecy. Dead on a date with 106 numerology, matching his name, matching pole star, matching racial segregation, also matching the name of his son, who died in a car accident by the numbers just before his own death. Remember, in this world of celebrity, oftentimes you have to give up your own. Your children, your wife, your husband, your father, your mother. Again, politicians, actors and actresses, singers, athletes. We always see people dropping dead around them very suspiciously, and because this is what's going on in the higher ranks of Masonry. And why do they do this? Think about it logically. It's all loyalty. It's to see who's really down for the agenda. If you'll murder your family, your friends, your parents, your children, they got you. You're theirs. That's why they do it. So many people say, I don't understand why the secrets don't get out. Well, how many of these athletes do you read about just dropping dead out of nowhere at a young age? Or people around them. There's a reason the secrets don't get out. It's also because the Zionist Jews and Freemasons control the media. And that's the only opinion that people respect. If it doesn't come through the TV or the paper or the magazine, they don't think it's real. How many people will watch my video and say, oh, this is all crap? How many people already turned off this video and said, oh, that's the stupidest thing I ever saw? Same people that never questioned the TV. Same people who watched 9/11 and they told them that they couldn't find the planes or the bodies or the wreckage or the luggage, but somehow they recovered the terrorist passports, their box cutter knives, and their cloth turbans, as reported in the media. Nobody even questioned that. They just said, oh, wow, our FBI is really good, So anyway, there's more. He died in 72, just right after the World Series. He died in North Stamford, Connecticut, not far from Yale. North Stamford, 72. North Stamford, 72 in two different methods where he died in the year 72. He played for the Dodgers his whole career, the Brooklyn Dodgers. Dodgers, 72. And supposedly he dropped dead from a heart attack. Heart attack, 72. Also, where he died, North Stamford, Connecticut, has gematria of 118, number we often talk about with death, again and again and again. Just before his own death, his son died in a car accident on June 17th, 1971. And that date, June 17th, right away what it makes me think, let me put it up so you don't have to take my word for it. I'm just going to pull up Rodney King here. Rodney King died on this date in history, June 17th, 2012, at age 47. Notice Rodney King was born April 2nd, 4/2, 42. And the name Rodney King in gematria sums to 59. 59 and 42 stamped all over black people. We're going to get to how they're coded on Jackie Robinson as well. We already covered the 42, but we haven't got to the 59 piece. But remember, Rodney King was used for racial news, a beating by the LAPD on March 3rd. Show you something about 3-3 beating. Race War 33. They're trying to start, tension, conflict between the people. War Games 33. LAPD on 3-3. Police on 3-3. Rodney King beaten by the LAPD on March 3rd, and it looked reminiscent of the KKK, lynching a man. KKK 33. Freemasons hiding in white sheets. Remember, 33 is the number of Freemason obsession. Masonry and secrecy also have that gematria of 33. But anyhow, June 17th, the day Rodney King died, the same day that there was the Charleston church shooting, propaganda by the numbers. They said that Dylan Stormroof got a 33-count federal indictment. Everything about that story has been by the numbers. June 17th, though, that was the date. Dead at age 24 was his son, the reflection of 42. Think about it. Ritual sacrifice, no doubt. The day he died, the son, date with 113 numerology. 113, very special to the Masons and Zionist Jews. Scottish equals 113, as in Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Bava Kama, 113A, says it's okay for somebody who's Jewish to lie to somebody who isn't. Mainstream 113, dishonest 113, perjury 113, bullshit 113, fiction 113. From his son's passing to his own passing was 1 year, 4 months, and 7 days. There's a few other things that are interesting in there, but that 147 is what really pops out in light of baseball. Freemason 147, Conspiracy 147, World Series 147. He died right after the 72 World Series. And then notice it also as this. On October 24th, 1972, 9 days after his appearance at the World Series, Robinson died of a heart attack at his home on 95. 95 is the reflection of 59. Cascade Road in North Stamford, Connecticut. He was 53 years old. So him dying 9 days after being at the World Series, 9 has the gematria of 42. He'd be buried in Brooklyn, New York, where he played his baseball. Brooklyn also has gematria of 104, like 10-4 message received, like Jackie Robinson Day. To the Masons, all these stories, all these rituals, there's another layer that they get to know about. Not all Freemasons. Most of you Freemasons who are watching and maybe don't like my work, you guys are low level. You don't see what you're being used in. You don't understand what Freemasonry really is. There's a lot of decent Freemasons in the world, people that just want to be part of the club, but they don't realize what they're part of. They're part of a very sick, satanic society, that you only get to know about when you're at the very top. A lot of Freemasons drop dead. They got to keep the secrets. So Jackie Robinson died at age 53. What stands out to me about him dying at 53 is that he died just short of being 54, which is the big baseball number. 54 outs in a complete game, 27 outs for each team, 3 outs per 9 innings, 3 times 9 times 2, He died 99 days short of his 54th birthday in gematria, alphabetic order, baseball 54. Using the reverse reduction method, baseball, also 54. MLB, using reverse ordinal, Major League Baseball, 54. Baseball, using reverse ordinal, 162 games in a season. Major League Baseball, using the alphabetic order, 162. MLB, using Sumerian gematria, 162. You see how coded up the league is, the sport is? Again, this language goes beyond just Jackie Robinson. It's used by Freemasonry and everything. And for the clever man, he's asking right now, well, what about when baseball was a 154-game season? And I got you covered. Doubleday, the creator of baseball, For the record, Masonry, responsible for American baseball, Diamond 33. Baseball's based on cricket. Did you know that the first professional sports league in the history of the United States of America was professional cricket? A league that didn't last long. Baseball came after and was a lot more successful, but baseball very much based in cricket. And I guarantee you, Freemasonry created cricket too. So, something that just got pointed out this morning, and sometimes it's magical the way things work out. Somebody said, hey, check out this book written by Darren Dalton. And I don't even think he made the connection to Jackie Robinson, but he just pointed this out to me. He said, Darren Dalton, the former baseball player for the Phillies, I remember him when I was a kid, he wrote a book, and it's about the occult. Dalton has authored a book on occultism and numerology. Occultists, that's what Freemasons are, by the way. Gnostic, ancient magical knowledge. Anyhow, Darren Dalton authored this book about occultism and numerology titled If They Only Knew. If they only knew, he writes. And, look, he's got the 147 coding in his name, the Freemason coding. This book was published on the day Jackie Robinson died. And I don't think this publishing date is any coincidence, We should also mention that Jackie Robinson died on the 24th of October. October is the only month with 33 gematria. Again, our race war number. 24th, his son dead at 24. 24, the reflection of 42. But, doesn't that just seem suspicious? This book coming out on the anniversary of his death about numerology and occultism and if they only knew. You guys want to learn something about the word they? He's in his title, he's talking about the masses, but so often people say, well, who is they? Notice they has gematria 58, just like Freemasonry, just like secret society, just like Annuit Coeptus. Again, Freemasonry goes back to Solomon's Temple, Jewish history. Jerusalem, very relevant. The United States of America is New Jerusalem, Jerusalem 58. Read about the Rosicrucians, Francis Bacon, the establishment of the Americas, the mixing with Freemasonry. Rosicrucian stands for Rose Cross. Whole language, our whole history, based on this system. So since it's also the first day of the playoffs, and there'll be a little bit of basketball later today, starting on Jackie Robinson Day, I'm going to do a video on LeBron James and the Cavs. LeBron James, one of these star athletes with 42 stamped on him. Notice his last game of the season against the Raptors, 98-83, chosen 198. Even when he loses, it's all about him. 98-83, right? That's 181 points. 181 is the 42nd prime. Oscar Robertson, all-time triple-double leader with 181. By the way, triple-double truth seeker. As I've explained before, all these basketball triple-doubles are always Freemason salutes and tributes by the numbers. So anyway, Oscar Robertson, all-time leader with 181, the 42nd prime, black man. This year, Russell Westbrook sets the new record for a season with 42. It's not hard to see what's going on when you know the language. If only they knew. LeBron James, 42. Also, they lost with 83 points, the 23rd prime. LeBron didn't even play in the game, but still, he's the face of the league. It's all tributes to him. 83 is the 23rd prime, like the number he wears, King 23. I'll do a video on why the Cavs and Pacers are playing in the first round. Has everything to do with it being the Cavs' 47th NBA season and them being from Ohio. You know, you can just look on the screen real quick and make this out. Remember Bird and Magic days? The Celtics have won 17 championships. The Lakers 16, added together 33. Bird and Magic 33. Sports, an ongoing theater script by the numbers. I'll link all these posts too if you want to read them. I did some more research also. I should have done this months ago on why Isaiah Thomas, set this record for 20-point games, beating Havlicek, the longtime Celtic great. This year is the 71st season of the NBA. 71st season. It's also the Celtics' 71st season, established in 47. Look at the name of the player tied. 71 gematria. In the 71st season, his record gets beat. On the day of the Super Bowl where Tom Brady won, Isaiah Thomas got his 35th 20-point game in a row on his way to 43. He finished at 43. Isaiah Thomas got number 35 on the day the Patriots won Super Bowl 51. It was Tom Brady's 51st game-winning drive of his career, Super Bowl 51. Tom Brady equals 35. His birth numerology is 35. Havlicek also has the gematria 35. See what I mean, True Seeker? Just want to throw this in here so people understand it's bigger than Jackie Robinson. But anyway, the NBA playoffs starting this year on Jackie Robinson's birthday. It'll probably factor in to the riddle, All these sports, again, they're all run by Freemasonry and all by the same code. So we'll wrap it up there. Until next time, True Seeker.